Students, in this session, we discuss about cross product of vectors. Cross product, vector cross vector, which gives the result that is again a vector quantity. Therefore, we can define cross product of two vectors A and B. Let vector A and vector B be any two vectors. So consider the vector A and vector B here, and theta be the angle through which, means see here, this is the angle theta. This is the angle theta through which A must be rotated about origin or O so as to lie along the line of B. Therefore, A cross B is equal to magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B into sin theta dot n cap. What is that n cap? Here consider this is the perpendicular vector to both vectors A and B. Therefore, there is a unit vector, that is n cap. Then that perpendicular vector can be taken as here vector A cross vector B. So that this n cap is the unit vector along the direction of the perpendicular vector A cross B. Now that A cross B can also be written as AB sin theta, where A is the magnitude of vector A, B is the magnitude of vector B, and this theta is the angle between the vectors A and B. Therefore, here A cross B is equal to AB sin theta into n cap. So that here that n cap is the direction perpendicular to both vector A and vector B obtained by right hand screw rule. See here, this is right hand screw rule. Here vector A, it is in this direction, and vector B, it is in perpendicular direction, and to these both vectors this A cross B is again perpendicular. So that this shows here right hand screw rule. Here we will discuss some note points. Cross product to anti-commutative. So here this is one note. Here A cross B means the cross product of two vectors. These are given as vector A is equal to A1I plus A2J plus A3K, and vector B is given by B1I plus B2J plus B3K. Then that A cross B can be written in the form of determinant, that is I, J, K in the first row, A1, A2, A3 are the components of first vector A, B1, B2, B3 are the components of vector B. So this is how to evaluate the cross product of two vector. So that here we have to here discuss the anti-commutative property of cross product. So that now here A cross B can be written as here determinant of I, J, K, and in the second row A1, A2, A3, and in the third row B1, B2, B3. Then here we will take that B cross A. Therefore again that first row has IJK, second row has B1, B2, B3, because I have taken that B is the first vector here. So that B1, B2, B3 are the components of vector B. And in the third row we are taking A1, A2, A3. So these are the components of vector A. So now here by using the property of determinants, whenever we interchange any two rows of a determinant, then the value will be multiplied by minus. So that here I am going to here interchange the second row and third row. So that here third row becomes second row and second row becomes third row. See here student, I am interchanging these two rows here, these two rows, so that minus will be multiplied to this determinant value. So that now see here minus sign is multiplied to this whole determinant, but The second row has the components a1, a2, a3, means here we have to write it as here minus a cross b, right? So that by using the definition of cross product and also this note, here we can write it as here minus into a cross b. Therefore b cross a is always equal to minus a cross b. So this is anti-commutative property of cross product. So now we will study some more properties of cross product. If a vector is parallel to b, then theta equal to 0. See here, if two vectors are parallel means, then definitely the angle between them is 0. Then what will happen? Therefore, sin theta is equal to sin 0, because in the definition of a cross product we are using sin angle. So that I am going to take sin theta, that is equal to sin 0. Then sin 0 is equal to again 0. Therefore, a cross b can be given as ab sin theta into or dot n cap. Now ab into sin 0. 0 means that theta is 0 because both are parallel vectors. Therefore, 0 into n cap. Again, here we can write a cross b, that should be equal to 0 vector, because already I have told you the cross product of two vectors, again it gives a vector quantity. Therefore, a cross b is equal to 0 vector whenever two vectors are parallel to each other. So now here we will see one important point. If vector a is parallel to b, then a equal to lambda b. That lambda is what here? It is a scalar quantity. Or else here we can write it as a cross b, that should be equal to 0 vector. So whenever we are going to check two vectors are parallel or not, here we have to use these two condition, or here you may use that first condition or second condition. So that therefore here we have the cross product is equal to 0 vectors, means definitely these both are parallel to each other, and vice versa is also true. Now the second property, m into a vector cross b vector, that is also equal to m into the bracket of a cross b. So here we can write like this also. This is also equal to a cross m into b vector. So this is also one of the important property, where m is any scalar. And the third property, m a vector cross n into b vector, which can be written as here mn into the bracket of a cross b, as well as we can write this one also as n into a vector cross m into b vector, where m and n both are here any scalars. Now the distributive property, left distributive law, that is the statement a cross into the bracket of b plus c can be written as a cross b plus a cross c. Also we have right distributive law, that is given as b plus c cross a. So that is exactly equal to b cross a plus c cross a. So students, please remember all these properties. Now the properties of cross product of vectors. The vector or cross product vector a cross b, that is equal to magnitude of vector a into magnitude of vector b sin theta into n cap, where n cap is a unit vector perpendicular to both vector a and vector b, and theta is the angle between them. and vector A, vector B and n cap forms a right-handed triad. Already we have seen that right hand screw rule. So that is only that right-handed triad here. So that important point note already I have told you in the previous slide. Here if vector A is equal to A1I plus A2J plus A3K and B vector is equal to B1I plus B2J plus B3K, then that A cross B can be written in the form of determinant IJK A1, A2, A3 in the second row, B1, B2, B3 in the third row. So now we will take some examples. If vector A is equal to I plus J plus K, vector B is equal to 0I plus 2J plus K, then A cross B can be written as IJK, and in the second row 1, 1, 1, and in the third row 0, 2, 1. So that now here we will solve this one, and here by using that determinant expansion, so that here first take I, means here we have to take the signs plus, minus and again plus, right? So that here I cap into, see here we have to consider this determinant, right? So that here 1 into 1 and minus 2 into 1, this is 1 minus 2, and here we have to take that is minus j, now minus j, and therefore here we have to leave this one. So that here 1 into 1 minus 0 into 1 is 0, and similarly here we can take a plus k into the bracket of, here we have to delete these, means that first row and third column. So that multiply 1 into 2 minus 0 into 1, that is 0. So now after the simplification we will get minus I, because 1 minus 2 is minus 1 into I cap, means that becomes minus I, and minus j into 1 is, that is here plus j, sorry this is wrong here. So that here we can write it as here minus j and plus 2k. So this is how to evaluate A cross B. And here we will see one remark. A cross B, that is equal to magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sin theta into n cap. So this is the first remark, and the second remark is the magnitude of A cross B, that is equal to again magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sin theta. Here that magnitude of n cap becomes here 1, because this is the unit vector, so its value is 1. But here we can write this remark as modulus of, or magnitude of A cross B is exactly equal to magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sin theta. And here we can find out the angle in terms of sine. So that sin theta is equal to magnitude of A cross B divided by magnitude of A into magnitude of B. And the next one, plus or minus A cross B divided by magnitude of A cross B is unit vector perpendicular to both A and B. So these are the very important points here which we will using them in the problems. Next here we will see the cross product of unit vectors. I cross I, that is equal to 0 vector, because both are parallel, because I is parallel to itself. So that I cross I is equal to 0 vector, because I is parallel to I only. I cross J is equal to K cap, because see here X, Y and Z all are perpendicular to each other. Therefore this is here positive x-axis, it is negative x-axis, and it is positive y-axis and it is negative y-axis, and it is positive z-axis and it is negative, that is z-axis. Therefore, I cross j, that is equal to k cap. Okay, unit vector along positive z-axis and perpendicular to I and j, because this is the unit vector. I cross j is a unit vector which is along positive z-axis, z-axis. Therefore, I cross j becomes k cap. And next, I cross k, that is equal to minus j, because unit vector along negative y-axis, because minus j means it is negative y-axis, so and perpendicular to I and k. Next, j cross I is equal to minus k, because unit vector along negative z-axis and perpendicular to I and j. Similarly, j cross j is equal to 0 vector, because j is parallel to j only. And next, j cross k is equal to I, because I cap is unit vector along positive x-axis and perpendicular to both j and k vectors. Similarly, we can write down k cross I is equal to j, because j cap is the unit vector along positive axis and perpendicular to both I and k vectors, and k cross j is equal to minus I cap, because this is the unit vector along negative x-axis and perpendicular to both j and k vector, and k cross k is equal to 0 vector, because k perpendicular to itself. So here, student, we can remember all these here by using the clockwise order of ijk. Here I, j and k, here these are in the clockwise order. See here, we can remember easily by using this order here. Here I cross j is equal to k, means here it is in the cyclic order, here clockwise order. Here I cross j, the next one is k. So like that here we can write down. And next, I cross k means I cross k, because it becomes here reverse order. Reverse order means that here we have to write down that next one is j only, but we have to take minus sign. And j cross I means again it becomes here reverse only here, so that here we have to take minus sign. J cross I next, that is k only, because here we have interchange, it means definitely it becomes minus k cap. Similarly, j cross k is equal to I, because after k is I only there, and k cross I, the next one is j, and k cross j, that is equal to minus I, because both are interchanged, means this becomes minus I. So this is how we can remember easily all these formulae. So now problems on cross product of vectors. Question number 1. Find a cross b if a is equal to I plus 2j plus 3k, b is equal to I minus j plus 3k. So for the solution, here we can take the given data and consider this note here, so that a cross b, that will be equal to the determinant of the first row contains ijk, right? Second row contains 1 2 3, because these are the components of vector a, and third row contains 2 minus 1 3, because these are the components of vector b. So now we can expand along the first row. I into the bracket into here the determinant, remaining determinant, that is 2 3 minus 1 3, minus j into the determinant. Here we can remove this first row and second column, so that here remaining is 1 3 2 3. Similarly, plus k into the determinant, that is 1 to 2 minus 1. So now here it becomes 9i plus 3j minus 5k. See here we have to multiply 2 3 ja 6 minus into the bracket of 3 into minus 1 means it is minus 3. So that 6 minus of minus 3 means it becomes 9i. Similarly here 3 minus 6, 3 minus 6, 3 and minus 6 means here it is minus 3 and minus is multiplied with that, so that it becomes plus 3k. And also we have that is k into here 1 minus 1 multiplied here, so it is minus 1 and it is minus 4, so that minus 1 minus 4 it becomes minus 5, so that the answer will be 9i plus 3j minus 5k. So this is the value of a cross b. Now we will take second question. Find magnitude of a cross b if a is equal to I minus 7j plus 7k, b is equal to 3i minus 2j plus 2k. Now for the solution, here first we have to write down the given data and consider this note here. So first we have to find out a cross b. Before going to find out the magnitude of a cross b, first find out a cross b. That will be given by ijk in the first row, and second row contains 1 minus 7 plus 7, and third row contains 3 minus 2 plus 2. Now here simplification we will be having I into the determinant minus 7 7 minus 2 2 minus j, and which is multiplied with the determinant 1 7 3 2 plus k into the bracket of into the determinant. See here, if you want to take this k means here you have to take this determinant, the remaining determinant. Therefore k into the determinant contains 1 minus 7 3 minus 2. So after the simplification, see here minus 7 into 2 means minus 14, minus into the bracket of again minus 14 means, so minus 14 plus 14 which becomes 0 I minus j into the bracket of 2 minus 21, and it is here minus 19 and minus is multiplied, so plus 19j, and similarly k into that is minus 3 and it becomes plus 21, because minus of minus 21 it becomes plus 21, so minus 2 plus 21 means that is plus 19k. So this will be the cross product of vectors a cross b. Now we have to find out the magnitude. Magnitude means it is the square root of sum of square of components, so that it is equal to square root of 0 plus 19 square plus 19 square, so 0 is neglected here, so that 19 square plus 19 square, that is equal to square root of 722. So this is the answer. Now for the next example, find lambda and mu if 2i plus 6j plus 27k cross product with I plus lambda j plus mu k, that is equal to 0 vector. So this is the given data. So because here this cross product is equal to 0 vector, so now we have to find out the unknowns lambda and mu. Consider this note here, and now I am taking the cross product of these two vectors. So first row contains ijk, second row contains 2 6 27, and third row contains 1 lambda and mu. So that is equal to here I means after the simplification, here it is here I into 6 mu minus 27 lambda minus j into the bracket of 2 mu minus 27 plus k into the bracket of that is 2 lambda minus 6. So that will be equal to 0 vector. See here, it is the given data. So this cross product is 0 vector, means definitely this simplified form is also equal to 0 vector. So 0 vectors means here the components of this 0 vector are all 0. So the first component it is equal to 0. Now here we can get the value of mu here, because 2 mu minus 27 is equal to 0 mean. So that here we can transfer this side, it becomes plus 27, and later here we can divide this by 2, means it becomes 27 by 2. Now lambda is equal to 3, because here 2 lambda minus 6 is equal to 0. 2 lambda minus 6 is equal to 0 mean here we can take 2 lambda, that is 0 mean. So that after the simplification 2 lambda is equal to 6, so lambda becomes 3. Now the question number 4, if a unit vector A makes angles 5 by 3 with I, pi by 2 with j, and acute angle theta with k. So I, j, k are the unit vectors along x, y and z axis respectively. So find theta. Hence find the components of vector A. So now here for the solution I am going to consider the three-dimensional space. Here x axis, y axis and z axis. So that here this is the vector, and here AB which is parallel to this position vector. So that alpha is the angle made by the vector A. So that here this can be taken as here vector A. So that vector A makes an angle alpha with the x axis, beta with the y axis, gamma with the positive z axis. Now alpha is equal to pi by 3, because alpha is the angle made with the x axis. So that alpha equal to pi by 3, beta is equal to pi by 2, because this is the angle made by the vector with the positive direction of y axis, and gamma equal to theta, because this is the angle made by the vector with the positive z axis. So this implies we have that important note, cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma equal to 1. So that cos square alpha is equal to 1 by 4, because cos pi by 3 is equal to 1 by 2. Therefore after squaring here we will get 1 by 4, plus cos square beta is equal to 0, because cos pi by 2 is equal to 0. So after squaring it becomes again 0, plus cos square theta, because gamma is equal to theta, so that it becomes cos square theta. This is equal to 1. Now after the simplification, cos square theta, here we have to transfer this 1 by 4 this side. So here the remaining is 1 minus 1 by 4. After the subtraction, here we will get 3 by 4. So cos theta is equal to plus or minus root 3 by 2 on applying square root on both sides. So theta is an acute angle. This implies cos theta is equal to root 3 by 2. That implies theta equal to pi by 6. Here we get the value of this theta from the table of trigonometric values with the standard angles. So now here we got the value of theta. Now we have to find out the components of the vector A. Here A vector can be written as a1i plus a2j plus a3k. So a1, a2, a3 are the components of the vector A. So now we have to find out the values of a1, a2, A3. Now we can find out the magnitude of vector A, that is equal to A1 square plus A2 square plus A3 square, that is equal to 1. So A1 divided by magnitude of vector A, that is equal to cos alpha. That implies, because already we have taken that cos alpha is the direction cosine. Therefore, cos alpha, that will be equal to first component divided by magnitude of vector A. Already we have discussed in the part of direction cosines. So cos alpha is equal to 1 by 2 here. So 1 by 2 is equal to A1 divided by 1, because the magnitude of A vector is equal to 1. Already we have taken here. That implies here A1 is equal to 1 by 2. And here A2 divided by magnitude of vector A, that is equal to cos beta. That implies cos beta is equal to 0. So that A2 by 1 is also equal to 0. That implies A2 is equal to 0, because after transferring this 1 to the left hand side, so it becomes again 0. That is A2 is equal to 0. Next one, A3 by magnitude of vector A, that will be equal to cos gamma. That implies root 3 by 2. This is the value, root 3 by 2, root 3 by 2. This is the value of cos gamma. Therefore, root 3 by 2, that is equal to A3 by magnitude of vector A is equal to 1. Therefore, we have A3 is equal to root 3 by 2. Therefore, A vector can be written as 1 by 2i plus 0j plus root 3 by 2k. So, these three are the components of the vector A. Therefore, the components are 1 by 2, 0 and root 3 by 2. Now, again we will solve some more problems on finding sine of the angle between vectors. Because of that, here we will see one more time the remarks. A cross B is equal to magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sine theta into n cap, and the magnitude of A cross B, that is equal to magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sine theta, and sine theta is always equal to magnitude of A cross B divided by magnitude of A into magnitude of B, at plus or minus magnitude of plus or minus A cross B divided by magnitude of A cross B is unit vector perpendicular to both vectors A and B. Now the question number 1, magnitude of vector A is equal to 2, magnitude of vector B is equal to 7, and A cross B, that is equal to 3i plus 2j plus 6k. Then find the angle between the vectors A and B. Therefore, here we have to see the definition and also the magnitude of that A cross B. That magnitude of A cross B is equal to magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sine theta. So by using this here remark, here we can find out the value of the angle between A and B. Now this is the formula we are using here. So A cross B, magnitude of A cross B means here we have to find out magnitude of A cross B. So that here we can consider this is A cross B is already given. The magnitude will be square root of 3 square plus 2 square plus 6 square. So this gives 9 plus 4 plus 36. The square root of that is 14, 9. So that this gives the value 7. So this is the magnitude of vector A into magnitude of vector B into sine theta, because this is already given here. So that here it is exactly equal to this one. And now here we can replace the values of magnitude of A and magnitude of B here. So that 7 is equal to, that is here the value 2 and it is 7. So it becomes here 2 into 7 into sine theta. And this implies sine theta is equal to, after the cancellation of 7 and 7 on both sides, so sine theta becomes 1 by 2. So from the values of the trigonometric table, theta becomes pi by 6. So this is the angle between the vectors A and B. One more question. Find the sine of the angle between the vector I minus 2j plus 3k and 2i plus j plus k. Is the solution. Again consider this remark. This is vector A and this is vector B. Here they didn't give the names for these two vectors, so that I have taken vector A, this is the first vector, vector B is the second vector. Consider this formula to find out the angle between them. Now A cross B, that is given by I, j, k, and second row contains 1 minus 2 3 and third row contains 2 1 1. Now we evaluate that determinant I into the bracket of minus 2 minus 3 minus 2 and minus 3 minus j into the bracket of 1 into 1 means 1 minus 6 plus k into the bracket of 1 minus of minus 4. This becomes 1 plus 4. Now after the simplification, minus 5y and it is minus 5 into minus means this becomes plus 5j and next plus 5k. So this is the answer of A cross B. But here we have to find out the sine of the angle between the vector. So that here we can find out sine theta. So that is equal to magnitude of A cross B. So that we can consider this is A cross B. Right. So magnitude will be pi square plus pi square plus pi square, because minus 5 whole square means it becomes minus square means again it becomes plus only. But here I have taken that is pi square only. So the square root of pi square plus pi square divided by, that is magnitude of vector A, that will be 1 plus 4 plus 9, because 1 square is 1 and minus 2 square is 4 and 3 square is 9. So that all of them here added, and again the magnitude of vector B, that will be equal to square root of 2 square plus means 4 plus 1 square is 1 plus again 1 square is 1. So now after the simplification, here we will get 5 into square root of 3, because pi square means after adding all of them, that is square root of 75. That square root of 75 can be written as 25 into 3. So that after we get the simplest form, this becomes 5 into square root of 3. In the denominator, this is square root of 14 into square root of 6. So this is also equal to 5 divided by 2 into square root of 7, because here I am taking square root of 2 and square root of 2. This is there. So that square root of 3 and square root of 3 will be cancelled. So that 5 divided by 2 into square root of 7, which is only the simplest form. So sine theta means the sine of the angle between the vectors is sine theta. So that sine theta is equal to pi by 2 into square root of 7. Next, again sine theta can also be found using the formula cos theta is equal to A dot B divided by magnitude of A into magnitude of B also. Here how we can find out them? See here, sine theta is equal to, already we know that 1 minus cos square theta. So that sine theta can be written as square root of 1 minus that is cos theta is here, so that A dot B divided by magnitude of A into magnitude of B whole square. So the question number 3, find the unit vector perpendicular to the plane containing vectors A is equal to I plus j plus k, B is equal to I minus j plus k. Therefore, this is the unit vector perpendicular to both A and B. This is plus or minus. So now find out A cross B. That is equal to first row contains I, j, k. Second row contains 1, 1, 1. And third row contains 1, minus 1, 1. Now after the simplification, I into the determinant is 1, 1, minus 1, 1, minus j into the determinant 1, 1, 1, 1, plus k into the determinant that is 1, 1, 1, minus 1. So that after simplification, 1 minus of minus 1 means this becomes 1 plus 1, so that it becomes 2i, and this is 1 minus 1 is 0, so that here we cannot consider this value, it is already 0. And next plus k, this is minus 1 means this becomes minus 2, so that 2i minus 2k, this is the value of this is A cross B. Now we can find out the magnitude of A cross B, that will be equal to square root of 4 plus 4, because 2 square plus minus 2 square is also 4 only. Square root of 4 plus 4, that is equal to square root of 8, and next it is also written as 2 into square root of 2. Now we can find out that per unit vector which is perpendicular to both A and B, this is given as n cap is equal to plus or minus A cross B divided by magnitude of A cross B. Therefore, plus or minus A cross B is 2i minus 2k divided by magnitude of A cross B. This is equal to 2 into square root of 2. Here we can take 2 common, and 2 is also in the denominator. So after the cancellation, we will be having plus or minus I minus k divided by square root of 2. So this is the unit vector which is perpendicular to both vector A and vector B. So that here we will discuss some more examples and points in the next video. Thank you.